Hello everyone, my name is Ignacio Ventura and I'm with Dímelo. As you all know, the election is coming up and it is important for all of us to go out and vote. We decided to interview 4 USC Latinx students from different political organizations to see their thoughts on the election and the issues that they care about.
I'm Hannah Franco. I am a junior studying public policy.
So my name is Paula Morales. I'm a senior studying political science with a progressive degree in public administration.
Christopher Aranda, history major, and junior.
Hi, my name is Jessica Naranjo. I am a sophomore, and I'm a human and health science major, pre-med.
I would say extremely important.
Very important.
I can start by saying that it is super, super important just because of all the issues that are on the ballot this election. Decisions from, DACA, immigration policy, to climate change, obviously COVID, and who's going to lead us out of this mess. Also, all the racial justice problems that we're having.
I genuinely don't understand how people can have the privilege to vote and choose not to, especially with the current circumstances facing all BIPOC people. We can see that our current president is not a very good representation of the values that the United States is supposed to stand for, right? The mentality of we are all created equal regardless of sexual orientation, race, ethnicity, that is not being very well represented.
I think in the recent years, especially during the recent, Senate elections or recent midterms, recent primaries, we see the fact that Latinos need to vote a lot, and Latinos are really relied upon in both camps. And I think we're seeing that with Biden and Trump fighting for the Latino vote in Florida. The Supreme Court. It always was. That's like the main thing with me, just because the Supreme Court is really the only aspect of a presidency that is everlasting.
This election season, I think immigration would be one in particular. I mean, we've seen everything that's going on in the border and the idea of building a wall just to prevent people who are just trying to seek asylum and a better life. That, along with environmental racism, are the two most important issues that I'm looking into.
The big two issues for me is healthcare and immigration reform. I think that there has not been a substantial immigration reform in a very long time, and that is very disappointing because we have so many dreamers in this country who are affected by these decisions on a daily, and it's not fair that they're living every day thinking, when could be my last day, and it's their only home as well. So we need to provide them support, and we need to provide support to their family as well.
One of the issues that I care about this election is climate change. It is, we're in LA, and so we're seeing, the effects of the air quality, the pollution, the fires. It's the climate change, the worst of it's going to start in California, so we're going to get most of it before the rest of the country does.
By being in Vote SC, we are a nonpartisan organization, and we are trying to increase not only registration numbers, but we're also trying to increase the campus culture and make it so that voters know what decisions are at stake, and voters have the autonomy to, I'm going to use this ballot for my voice in this country, and really giving them that power, because I think a lot of people don't understand that your voice, your power is tied to that ballot.
So I've been making, every week I've put in 10 hours of phone banking to swing states, trying to convince people to, or trying to convince swing voters in swing states to vote blue, and not just calling them and telling them, oh, are you registered to vote? It's more of being on these phone calls and trying to convince people.
Of course, we're being active within YAF. We're making sure that, everyone's up to date on the current issues, up to date with, not necessarily a party, because YAF we don't take any party stance. We don't endorse candidates. We don't do anything like that. But we obviously, like any other member, it is a political sort of club. So we like to make sure that everyone's informed on the issues and we can all discuss the issues.
So I want to do my part in reducing the spread of COVID as much as possible. So I have not been going to protests anymore, but I'm not sure if you're aware, every council meeting, like Los Angeles council meeting, is open to everyone who wants to attend. Right now they're doing it through Zoom, and people can go in there and do public comments. So as of right now, that's mainly the things that I'm focusing on. I just kind of go on the website, look through their agendas for the day, attend the meetings, try to see what's going on, and I try to get public comments out there.
Yes, yes, there is, apathy because young people, there are certain young people who don't believe, well, the electoral college votes for the presidency, right? They may have that attitude, right? Or they may say, oh, either party sucks, or both candidates suck, right? Or, either party is too far extreme, which has its merits, of course. The second thing is when people say no, when I think no, people don't have apathy, is because the Trump administration, despite all its faults and its benefits, it has really caused a large momentum, and especially young people.
So there's always been this idea that our vote won't really make a difference. Like, there are so many other people voting, right? So that should be enough. And I think the idea that one person can't make a difference spreads throughout multiple people, and then it becomes a really big issue.
They think that their vote won't make a difference. I think especially being from California, where it's historically like blue, I think a lot of people are like, oh, well, it's just one vote. But I think that's where Vote SC Greg comes in and tries to explain, like, it's not just the general election that matters, but it's like the local election, it's like the Senate races, and it's just like all these different elections and like propositions that like matter and that are taking a lot of like taxpayer money, a lot of taxes that everyone pays, and they're using that for all these different things. So it is really important to stay informed and not have that apathy.
I feel like young people, because they're new voters, they're 18 years old, that's really young. They don't really understand the severity of this election. They actually, I don't think they know how these systems work to oppress some people, quite honestly. If they knew how healthcare worked, if they knew how Social Security worked in this country, if they knew how these systems worked, it would really like enrage some people. It's enraged me. And so just like learning about these just makes so much sense to go vote.